Hi guys, so today's video I'm going to help you review for the quiz that you're going to be taking tomorrow. So we're going to start with number 1, and if you write all of this down then you can use the review on your quiz. Okay, so number 1 says an equation of the form y equals x plus a produces the values shown in the table. What is the value of a? Okay, so basically this is an additive relationship. And the reason that I know that is because I know that I'm going to be adding the same thing to x every single time. So I need to figure out what that number is going to be. So I need to look at my table, okay, and I need to ask myself, 19, what do I have to do to the 19 to get an answer of 6? Okay, so I know that I'm either going to subtract or I'm going to divide because I'm getting a smaller number. All of these are smaller than x, okay? Now remember, this is your independent and this is your dependent, okay? So here I know that 19 minus 13 is 6, so I need to check that it works for all of them. So 12 minus 13 is -1. 34 minus 13 is 21. 11 minus 13 is -2. So my equation is going to be y is equal to x minus 13. Okay. Now let's read what the question says. It says, what is the value of a? Okay. So if I look at here, this right here, we have y, here's y, we have x, here's x, and then we have a. So a is going to represent -13, okay? Because this is an additive relationship, we can also write this like this. Y is equal to x plus -13, okay? So this is your constant. Okay? So if they give you answer choices, your answer choice would be -13 because we want to write it as a additive relationship, okay? I know that we're subtracting 13, but you can also add -13. So 19 plus -13 is also going to give you +6. That's why the answer would be -13 because we want to do it as an addition problem. Okay. All right, number 2. The table shows the total cost when a certain number of pounds of fruit are purchased. Each equation could be used to find C, the cost, for F, the pounds of fruit. Okay, so here we have our independent and here we have our dependent. Okay, now this one's very important that we make sure that we use the variables that they give us. Okay, I know a lot of you have gotten used to using the y and the x. Okay, so sometimes they're not going to give you y and x, they're going to give you other letters. So here they give you F, so F is the same thing as x. Okay, and then they gave you C, so C is the same thing as y. Okay, so if you want, you can write this both ways, and that way you know where each letter goes. Okay, so if I notice here, I'm multiplying 1 times 6.11 is 6.11. 3 times 6.11 is 18.33. 7 times 6.11 is 42.77. So my equation would be y is equal to 6.11 times C, okay, or times x. Okay, now we don't want to use x and y, we want to use the letters that they give us. So here I told you that C is y, so we're going to put C is equal to 6.11 times, instead of x, we're going to put F, okay, because the independent is the number of fruit, which is also x. The dependent is the total cost, which is also y, okay? So this would be the equation that goes with the table. All right, number 3. The distance Miguel can drive in his car depends on the amount of gas he uses. Which of the following statement is not true? Okay, so here we have the number of gallons and the number of miles. So this is my independent, this is my dependent, okay? Now, again, this is x, this is y, okay? Now, we need to find out what the equation is, okay? 4 times something is 76. So I'm going to divide to figure it out. So 76 divided by 4. So 4 goes into 7 one time. It's 3. Bring down the 6. That's 9. Okay? So times 19. 4 times 19 is 76. So 8 times 19 is 152. 12 times 19 is 228. And 16 times 19 is 304. So my equation would be y is equal to 19x. Okay? Or if I want to write it using the letters that I gave me, instead of y, I'm going to put m. So m is equal to 19, and instead of x, I'm going to put g. Okay? So this could be either one. Okay? Now, I'm looking for the one that is not true. So let's look at letter A. The table represents a multiplicative relationship. Is this multiplicative? Yes, because I'm multiplying times 19 every time. So this is true. Then letter B, the relationship can be determined by the equation m is equal to 19g. Well, isn't that the same equation we have here? So that's true. Miguel can drive his car 190 miles on 10 gallons. Okay, so let's figure it out. If I want the number of miles, I would have to multiply 19 times 10. Well, 19 times 10 is 190. So that is also true. And the last one, the table represents an additive relationship. Well, I know it's not additive because we just said it was multiplicative. We're multiplying by 19, so the only one that is not true, this is false, is D. All right, on the back. It says, determine which table is an example of a multiplicative relationship. So we're looking for which one is being multiplied each time. Okay, so if I start with A, how do I get from 2 to 14? Okay, well, times 7. How do I get from 3 to 21? Times 7. How do I get from 4 to 28? Times 7. So here, my equation would be y is equal to 7x. Well, that's multiplicative. So that could be your possible answer. Let's look at letter B. How do I get from 2 to 14? Times 7, like I did up here. But let's check if it works for the second one. Is 3 times 7 15? No. So that's not going to work. So what am I adding here? 2 plus 12 is 14. 3 plus 12 is 15. 4 plus 12 is 16. So this would be y is equal to x plus 12. Okay. Letter C, we have 3 minus 2 is 1. 5 minus 2 is 3. 7 minus 2 is 5. So this is y is equal to x minus 2. And the last one, we have 2 minus 5 is negative 3. 3 minus 5 is negative 2. And 4 minus 5 is negative 1. So this would be y is equal to x minus 5. So if you notice, the only one that is multiplicative is letter A. And the last problem, Nayeli joined Sprint and has to pay 57 cents per text. Which table shows the total cost of spending a selected number of texts? Alright, so let's start with the first one. Now, if we look at what it says here, this means that I'm going to pay 57 cents for one text message. Okay? So one text message is going to be 57 cents. Okay? That's what this means. So if I look at the table here, 10 text messages are going to cost 57 cents? Well, no, because they just told me that one text message was 57 cents, so 10 cannot equal 57. So that one's wrong. Letter B. One text message is going to cost $5.70. Well, that doesn't make sense either because they just told me that one text message is 57 cents, so that one's wrong too. Letter C. 10 text messages cost $5.70. Well, the only way that I can figure that out is multiply 0.57 times 10. So we're going to do that. 0 times 7 is 0. 0 times 5 is 0. That is 0. We have 7. 5. Add. Now we have two numbers after the decimal place, so I'm going to put two numbers after the decimal place. So 10 text messages cost $5.70. So that one works so far. Let's look at the letter D. 57 text messages cost $10. Well, we don't know that for sure, so we need to multiply again. 0.57 times 57. 7 times 7 is 49. 7 times 5 is 35 plus 4 is 39. 5 times 7 is 35. 5 times 5 is 25 plus 3 is 28. And we're going to add 9, 14, 12, 3. Now we have two decimals after the decimal place, so we're going to put two decimals after the decimal place. So 57 text messages would cost $32.49, which is way more than $10. So D would also be incorrect. So the correct answer would be C. Alright, so bring this done tomorrow and you can use it on your quiz. Thank you.